Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Raeschelle, and if you're new here, I make new videos every single Wednesday about motherhood and lifestyle. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how I budget my groceries for my family of 3. Right now we are living in a hotel because we just moved to Hawaii, but we do have a full-size kitchen, so I'm able to grocery shop and still cook for my family. So I wanted to show you how we're able to budget every 2 weeks for our groceries. We are going to be moving into our house in a little under 3 weeks, and we're so excited. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because I have tons of videos lined up for you guys. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. So the very first thing that we're going to do is decide how much money we want to be spending on groceries. My budget that I like to do for my family of 3 is $100 for 2 weeks. Sometimes I do allow myself a little bit of a cushion. Sometimes there's stuff that we might need for the house, like stuff for the baby and stuff like that. So we do take that stuff into account. So 150 is like our absolute max, but I do try to keep it closer to the 100 side. So after you come up with your budget and how long you want that budget to last for, then you're gonna go ahead and take an inventory of what you already have in your pantry. And this is like the most important part. And this is what's gonna help you stay close to your budget as close as possible. So we just started buying our meats in bulk. So at the beginning of the month, I went to Sam's Club and I picked up a whole bunch of meat, and that's what we're gonna be using throughout the whole entire month. So that's gonna be the first thing that I put on my inventory list because I know that it's gonna be the main component to whatever meals that we're gonna be making. So I know that I have tons of chicken breast. I know that I have a lot of ground beef, shrimp, and then I also had a rotisserie chicken. Okay, so those are all the meats that I have in my refrigerator that I know that I have on stock and that I can use throughout the month. The next thing that we're gonna do is look at whatever produce that I already have in the refrigerator. So I know that I have some potatoes. I know I have some onions, some celery, some tomatoes and lettuce, limes, and some stir-fry veggies in the freezer. And then I also have some broccoli. So that's everything that I know for a fact that I have in my fridge and my freezer right now for as far as produce and the meats go. So next we're gonna go ahead and think about some stuff that I have in my pantry. Oh, I also have cheese. I have cheese in there too. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and think about stuff that we have in our pantry that we can also use to supplement for meals. So things like pasta. So I know I have some elbow macaroni noodles, and I have some stir-fry sauce, and I also have some tomato soup. So that's everything that I have in the pantry and in the refrigerator, in the freezer. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the list of everything that we do have in our inventory, and then we're going to kind of figure out what we can make from that list that we already have on hand. So the very first thing that I know that I can make with everything that I have on hand is chicken stir fry. Because I already have the chicken, I have the stir fry vegetables, and then I also have the stir fry sauce, and I do have rice, which I didn't add to the list, but I can go ahead and add that. So I do have some rice on hand as well, and so that's one meal that I know for sure that I can make without having to purchase anything. And so looking at my list of stuff that I have, that's pretty much the only thing that comes to my mind that I can make with just the stuff that I have here on this list. So now we're gonna go ahead and look at this list and think about stuff that we can make with only supplementing 1 or 2 items. So for example, I have ground beef, lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese. So the first thing that comes to mind is burgers, but I don't have any hamburger buns. So since I know that I don't have the hamburger buns, we're gonna go ahead and put that on our list of stuff to buy. And then we're gonna go ahead and add that to our meals to make. Hamburgers. Okay, so now we know that we can make hamburgers and french fries one night for dinner. So now going back, looking at the list again, oh, I have tomato soup, so all I have to do is buy a loaf of bread, and then I can do tomato soup and grilled cheese. And basically we're just gonna keep doing this until we have no other meals that we can think of that we can make with only supplementing a few items from the grocery store. So another thing that I see that I can make, I can use the rotisserie chicken, and I can make a chicken soup, or caldo de pollo. So chicken soup. And with that, I can use up the potatoes, onions, celery. I can use the rotisserie chicken to make it a little bit easier. So that's gonna go ahead and get rid of some of the vegetables, and then some of the lime will go in there as well. And the only thing that I need for that is the chicken bouillon. So already here off the bat, we have a total of 4 meals, and we only have 3 ingredients on our shopping list. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the groceries that we need to buy, and then we're gonna try to figure out if we can use those same ingredients for other recipes. So for example, we have hamburger buns. Something that we do really like is barbecue chicken. So that's probably something that I would use the hamburger buns for. And I have been seeing this Jack Daniel's pulled chicken in the grocery stores, and I've been like dying to try it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the list so we can give that a shot this week as well. And then that's gonna be like a really simple and easy meal because it's already pre-made, already have the hamburger buns. So the only thing that I would have to do is grab some coleslaw and then a side dish. So we're gonna go ahead and add coleslaw to the grocery list as well. So now we can go ahead and add that to our list. So barbecue chicken with sandwiches, barbecue chicken sandwiches with coleslaw and fries because we have french fries in the freezer that we can get rid of. And so looking at the rest of our grocery list, we do have some like a loaf of bread, and so with that all we have to do is add some deli meat, and then we can make some sandwiches because we already have the lettuce and tomato. So we're gonna go ahead and add some deli meat, and then we like chips, so we're gonna add Doritos onto the list because we don't have any. So we do have a really good list going on right now. We have a total of 6 different meals that we can make with only about 7 items on our grocery list. One of the meals is sandwiches, which I know isn't really like a dinner idea. It's more so kind of for lunch, but if you wanted it to be an easy or a lazy dinner night, then sandwiches could totally be a dinner for a family. So since we only have 7 things on our grocery list and all of them are relatively cheap, we do have a lot of wiggle room with our budget. So the nice thing that I like to do is open up Pinterest and then kind of look around for different recipes that I can try that use a lot of the proteins and vegetables that I already have in the refrigerator and that I only need a couple of items to supplement with. So I already went on Pinterest, and one of the recipes that I saw was a tortellini bake, and that's another thing that I like to do is look for recipes that only have a couple ingredients. Those are really good. And like this recipe, the tortellini bake, only has I think like 3 or 4 different ingredients, and those are the tortellini, and then the ground beef, which we already have, and then marinara, or like the pasta sauce. So it's the tortellini, and then we have some pasta sauce and cream cheese, and that's it. Oh, and Parmesan cheese, but we already have Parmesan cheese in the refrigerator. So those are the only 3 items that we're gonna need, but I also do like to serve it with garlic bread, so I am gonna be adding that to our list as well. So that's something that's like a really good example because it only uses a total of 4 different ingredients. And another recipe that I saw on Pinterest was honey, garlic, shrimp, and broccoli. And so for that, I already have minced garlic in the fridge, which I forgot to add up here. But I already have garlic on hand, and I have shrimp in the freezer, and I do also have broccoli. So the only thing that I need for this recipe is honey. And I do also, like when I see the recipes, I pull them up and I go through all of the ingredients to make sure that I don't need anything specific for them. And for this specific recipe, the only thing that I needed was honey. And then I already have rice on hand, so I would make that and serve that with a side of rice. All right, and so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna open up Pinterest just so I can kind of show you like how I look for my recipes. And so we're gonna go ahead and look at the recipe that I had saved, which was the spicy garlic lime chicken. So basically I search on Pinterest for a recipe, I find one that kind of seems like it'll use a lot of the ingredients that I already have, which already have limes that I know I needed to use, and I have chicken breasts, so this recipe was kind of perfect. And so I look at the list of the ingredients that it says that we need and look at the stuff that I already have. So I already have salt, pepper. I don't have cayenne pepper, so we're gonna go ahead and go back to pages and add that to our list. So I know I need cayenne pepper, and if we go back to that, then I know I already have thyme, parsley. I have everything else for that recipe. So again, this is a really good example of finding recipes that works with stuff that's already in your fridge or freezer and that's really inexpensive to make. So basically what I like to do is just kind of scan and look for stuff that seems like it's easy to make and seems like it has a lot of stuff that I already have in the freezer. So something like this, I've never made it before, and I see it has chicken, broccoli, and cheese, which I already have on hand. So once I look up like dinner recipes, and like I said, I just kind of scan and look for stuff that looks really good and looks like it has stuff that I already have. So like this one right here is baked honey garlic chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and look at the list of ingredients. And it says chicken tenders, but I'm sure I can use chicken breast, which is an easy substitution. I have soy sauce, I have garlic, I don't have ginger, but I typically don't like ginger anyway, so I'm gonna omit that anyways. And then eggs, panko breadcrumbs, that's something that we would need. Green onions for a garnish, sesame seeds, and green beans. So green beans is a side item based on what the picture shows. So that can be easily substituted out for something that I have, which again, I have broccoli. So I would substitute that for the broccoli. And then the only thing for this recipe that I would need are the sesame seeds, the panko, and then some green onions if I wanted to use those as a garnish. So again, that's just a really good example of something that you could do. So then we're also gonna go ahead and add fried shrimp and asparagus with mashed potatoes. Just another really easy, simple meal that I like to make. I already have potatoes and shrimp on hand, so I'd only need asparagus and the fry batter. So now that I have, I feel like, a decent amount of meals, and with leftovers, because like I said, it's really just myself, my husband, and my 1-year-old, which doesn't eat a lot. So I should have leftovers from these meals. So this pretty much will last us for, you know, the full 2 weeks. And so next we're gonna go ahead and just kind of think about like what household things we need. Like I know my daughter needs more like chicken nuggets and fish sticks for her lunches. So we're gonna go ahead and add those. I know I need some more contact solution. So we're gonna add that, and then she will need some more waffles because she eats waffles for breakfast a lot. And so we need some more syrup as well because we're almost out. And I do have like a little bit of a cold right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some soup up there. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and look back and like double check because I think that I forgot some stuff. So for the chicken soup, I know we needed some more vegetables for that. So some zucchini, girl. So we needed some zucchini and some squash. That was the only 2 things that I think that I forgot after going back and double checking, which I recommend everybody does. Make sure you go back and you double check and make sure that you have everything you need for your recipes. And then just thinking of some other stuff that I like to keep stocked in the pantry. So some vegetable oil, and then some linguine noodles. And then we're gonna go ahead and get some fruit pouches for my daughter, and then just some frozen peas and carrots. I like to keep those on hand too. So now that we have a really good looking list, what I like to do next is, instead of going to the actual grocery store to grocery shop in person, I personally order my groceries online. So after I have everything written out, then I'll go ahead and order my groceries from whatever store that I'm picking up from. Typically I'll do a Walmart grocery order, but this time I decided to try out the commissary because they are doing like a grocery pickup now at the commissary near me. And other things that you can do to stay on budget if you guys do go shopping in store is using apps like Shopkick and Ibotta. Those will help you save a lot of money, and of course couponing, which I really want to get into sometime soon, like doing like the extreme couponing thing, but I'm not there yet. But right now I'm just kind of doing what I can with budgeting as best as I can with ordering my groceries. So I'm so happy that I was able to share everything with you guys. Alright you guys, so that wraps up today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really hope that you were able to learn something to help budget for your family. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like I said, we just moved to Hawaii and I have tons of videos lined up for you guys, so I'd love to have you following along with my family. I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!